Hi everyone and welcome back to our kart series. In the last episode we worked on tracking the position progress that each kart is making. And in this episode we're going to go through and sort those so we can see who's in first, second and third. So let's jump in and take a look at how we achieve this. So the way this works is the game mode is actually the thing that's keeping track of the position data. And what we need to have happen is our karts need to tell the game mode that they've joined the game. So on the variable list here, actually let's do a function, add kart. And this is going to take in a BP kart object reference. And what we're going to do here is store these as a map. Okay, so we're going to go in ahead and do a new variable here and kart progress. And this is going to be set to be a map with the key being our karts here. So we're going to do BP kart. And we're going to have a float. And all you're going to do is you're going to get it and add to the map here. We'll leave it at 0 because we're just setting up, initializing our map here, not doing anything special with it. Just going to set it up. And all this is going to happen on the karts. So let's go over to the karts. So let's go to easy way to get to it. There we go. And we're going to go to the begin play over here. And on here, we're going to do get game mode cast to game mode. Nope, cast to kart game mode. Yep. And I'm going to call the add kart function. Now, if you're doing an online multiplayer version of this, you do need to put this behind a switch as authority because the game mode only exists on the server. So you need to do that. Okay. So obviously adding self in as the kart value there. Okay, so that would be adding it to the game mode. So the game mode now has a list of all the karts in the game. Next up, we need to keep track of their progress and sort it. So the progress we're going to do in here, we're going to do get kart progress. And for this, we're going to take out our karts, get the keys of our karts, and call the get course progress for each, sorry, and get the progress for that. And we're going to add it to our kart progress here. So I'm going to drag out kart progress again, do add. Like so. Now, the thing about maps is that maps aren't sorted. They are an unsorted method of storing like a bunch of data. So to get this sorted, we need to be using an array to help us filter out which one is which. Okay, so once it's completed here, we are going to go ahead and get the values of our kart progress. And that'll give us this array here. And this array, we're going to drag out and promote to a local variable. And we'll call this the unsorted progress. Yes, for lack of a better term. And now we're going to do a while loop. Now, a while loop are pretty dangerous to use, so be very careful with them because they're very easily to get into infinite loops or get stuck for a long period of time. But basically, the condition for this is you take the array, get the length of it, and I'm going to see if the length here is less than 0. Sorry, greater. So while not less than 0, it's greater than 0. Going crazy. While it's greater than 0, we are going to go through that list and work out which one is the highest value. So on the loop body, we are going to keep track of the sorted values. So with that in mind, I need to get which index it is and get that from the kart progress as well. So we're going to go ahead and create a unsorted progress node here. And then from here, we can do max of float array. It's a handy little function that goes through the array of floats and gives you the highest value as well as the highest index of that value. Okay. And we're going to use that index here to not just remove from the sorted progress as well, so it shrinks down so the while loop can end, but we can use it to also find which cart in the keys is the one that's associated to it. So we're going to drag out our cart progress, get keys, and I want to find, or get rather, get the index that matches that index. So now we've got the first position here. So I'm going to make another variable in here. This would be cart positions. And this one just has to be an array. It doesn't have to be anything special. Just an array will do. Get cart positions, get that, and then do add. Once it's added it to that array, we need to remove the index from the unsorted progress. So remove index, and that index is going to be this index of max value. And that should loop through the while loop until it's cleared all the unsorted ones out. So at the end of it, we'll have a sorted cart position list. So the one in the top position is going to be first. Okay, so that is the listing done for that. But when do we call get cart progress? So obviously we need to keep track of this very frequently. So you could do it on a tick, or you could do a very fast timer. I think I'm going to do a very fast timer, but entirely up to you which way you want to go. So I'm going to do begin play, set timer by function name, and I'm going to do get cart progress. And I'm going to do this every 0.2 seconds on a loop. Okay. So that gets the cart progress. Now, one thing I didn't do, which I should have done, is on get cart progress here, every time it does this, we need to clear the cart positions. Okay, so it knows we're starting from scratch each time. So cart positions here, goes through here, and we'll do clear. Like so. And we then want to tell this thing when it's completed the while loop to report back that this has finished doing the cart positions. So I'm going to go to event dispatchers on position update. And the position update is going to take in our value here. And put in the array. Cart positions. And we're going to call that on the completed with our cart positions array. Okay, so that's going to go through there. Now, next up, we need to tell our UI here to rebuild our order of our track slots based upon that array. So on the track position here, on the construct, I want to, on completed here, get the game mode. I'll right click in, get game mode. And then from there, pass to our GM cart. And I'm going to bind an event on position update. In the position update, I'm going to drag from the event here and create event. And I'm going to tell it to create a matching event or function. Doesn't really matter which one. Okay. So for this to work, we need to be able to match the cart to the cart widget. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to change our cart array here to be a map, keep track of which cart belongs to which slot. So we're going to go back to our track position slot here. Oh, not track position slot. We're going to go to add cart. There you go. And we're going to create if I just delete this one and change this to be a map. I'm going to change the value here to be the track position slot. And the key here is going to be BP cart. Okay, so now if I drag that out, we can add to our map. The return value will go into the bottom here, and the top value here will go into the cart. And then it carries on like normal. So let's go back to my auto-generated function. So now I can go to my cart array and find the position of each cart. So let's do a for each loop. Remember, this is an order, so all good for us. Going to find the right slot, and then we're going to set it in the correct position of the child of the table. So I'm going to take the position table here. So the position table here, we're going to take here and do add child. Bring in our list here, and go through the position table there. And when it's all done, you'll go return to completed. So this is going to go through an update fairly frequently. Okay. And what we need to do at the start here is clear the position table. Of doing clear children. Otherwise, you're just getting an endlessly long list. So this is going to update currently at 0.2 seconds, but we're going to change this in a moment to alter it slightly in a moment to only do this when it's detected a change of position. So let's go ahead and push play, and we should see here the position data is kind of working. Now, not all of them are showing up here, and that's probably because it's updating so frequently we're not getting a chance to see it, and it may have got removed from the thing before it had a chance to get it right. Okay. So as you can see, there's a slight error at the moment with the track position getting cleared and not showing the full roster. Okay. And the reason why that's the case is I made a mistake. So let's go ahead and show you my mistake. So on the get cart progress on this while loop here, here's the mistake. We're checking the keys and we're getting the index of it. We're adding it to, fine. But then we're removing the index from our cart unsorted progress. Now, when you remove an index from an array, it kind of squashes all along a bit. So if you remove index 1, it goes down and fills that gap. So that's forever changing, but cart progress isn't. So get a mismatch. So what I need to do is get the cart progress here, get the keys of it, and store that as a variable as well. So across there. And we'll promote that to a local variable. Unsorted carts, we'll call it. And put that in there. So now, rather than using the keys here, we're going to take the unsorted carts here, get copy of that same thing. And then when we remove the index from unsorted progress, we also remove the index from the cart, unsorted carts as well. Remove index. So these few should change and match. Okay, so next issue is how our index is actually getting fed. So when you do max float of array, and we remove an index from the array, that now array is now smaller, meaning that when this gets called again for the next function, it's a now different thing. So I want to make sure that this is always last. Like that. So that way the index is going to be the same every single time. So let's take a look at that now in action. And there's our 4. And now I'm last. Which is correct because I'm now last. I'm the blue one, remember? And I can't turn around. There we go. You better get lapped. At the moment, this is updating all the time. But if you wanted to, you can make it also update when it only detects a change in that session data. So the UI doesn't change like frequently as much as it should do. So the first thing I'm going to do, make it a bit clearer which cart is what. I'm going to make it so you can see the colour of them. So I'm going to go to the carts here. And I'm going to change this base colour here. So I'm going to go down to here and just add a new material in this. And go in here. Cart. Cart body. And we'll put in a parameter color. Default that will make white. I save. And I'm now going to create a material instance of that because we'll make it dynamic. So go back to the cart here. And another one. Where are we? Yep. Give it that material. And then on the construct, I'm going to take that object, create dynamic material instance. Source material is going to be the one we just made, the instance version of it. And then we're going to set parameter vector. Put in the name, make sure it's spelled correctly. And then the value is going to be our debug color we've done earlier. Once you've done that, we need to add it to the cube again. So drag out the cube, set material to the dynamic material. So now what we should see is they all change color now. And now we've got no over there. So we've got to fix all the physics stuff, but as you can see, it's working. Back to overtake orange here. There we are. See if I can overtake green. Oh yeah, there we go. Yes. There we go. So there you go. We can now track position data throughout the race and show that on the screen to the player. Now, as you can see, there are lots of physics things we want to fix. We'll do that in due time. But one thing I want to do is I want to put in some weapon pickups that you can do now. So very much like Mario Kart, where you walk into or drive into rather, a box or crate and get a weapon that you can use. So you can watch the next episode right now over on patreon.com/Ryan Laley, where you can find all my videos early before anyone else from just $1 a month. A massive thank you to all our patrons and YouTube members for their continued support. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.